Welcome to Domestic Violence Against Men, Awareness and Prevention. This episode is for mature audiences only.
Hey, how you doing? Let me turn this down.
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, would you mind if I ask you a question?
What's up?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking.
What's your question?
Have you ever been in a situation where you have physically caused harm to a man out of anger?
No.
Okay, so have you ever punched a man, threw anything at him, smacked him, stabbed him at all, anything like that?
No.
Okay, that's good. So, can you name 3 things that a person can do to you that will cause you to be physically violent with them?
Put their hands on me. Disrespect my marriage. And disrespect me. Honestly, no shade. Just, It depends on the level of disrespect.
Okay,
though.
can you give an example?
I don't like to put my hands on people, so it depends on the level of disrespect. Like, I genuinely don't like putting my hands on people. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I can't really answer that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, can you name 3 things that is a red flag to you when you're dating someone?
I mean, a red flag when I'm dating someone.
Yeah.
Coming home after 2:30 a.m. is absolutely crazy to me. Okay. Thank you. Flirting with people in my face. 2:30. That's my quota. Yes. A third one. I don't know. I'm really a lover.
Okay. So now, can you name 3 deal breakers when you're dating someone?
Cheating, lying, and putting your hands on me.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate your time and you answering the questions. Thank you. You have a good night.
I'm okay, y'all. I mean, shit, if somebody...
Have you ever been in a situation where a woman has physically caused harm to you out of anger? Has a woman ever punched you, threw anything at you, smacked you, stabbed you, anything like that? I'm a domestic violence specialist for domestic violence against men, and we're just bringing awareness to domestic violence against men. Yep. It's okay, brother. That's what the disconnect button is for. It's okay to do that. What's up, buddy?
Retard.
He just called me a retard and a nigga. Well, he loves getting over here then, don't he? He get to get away with that. But see, this is the thing. You ain't gonna get away with it with me. I ain't even gotta say nothing to you. I ain't even gotta say nothing to you. He left on his own.
What's up?
What's going on, brother? What's going on? Would you mind if I ask you a question? Okay. Have you ever been in a situation where a woman has physically caused harm to you out of anger?
Absolutely.
And I'm sorry that it's absolutely. But look, if you don't mind, could you give an example of one situation and what happened that day? We only got time for one situation at a time.
Oh man. Oh no, I mean, hold on, let me scroll my archives.
Take your time, brother. Take your time. I understand.
Yeah, so so I got two baby moms, right? And
Okay.
I've only been in two serious relationships, and it was each with my both baby moms. But I would say the more of the physical would be with the second one.
And you mind if I interject? I mean, you don't
No. Go
mind?
ahead.
Okay, so I hear a lot of the fellas explaining to me, about domestic violence not only being about violence. And look, I want to
Domestic
clarify
violence, I
that
think that
with some
like
men that may not know.
yeah.
So listen, it's already understood to me that violence don't just start when you're in a relationship or dating someone. They don't just come with you on a date and then say, hey, welcome to our first date. Let me hit you in the mouth. It don't work that way. It don't go
Absolutely.
like that. Now, maybe it has been some relationships that happen like that, but I doubt it. So, right. So it's understood to me that these things that I've studied, they always come before the violence. So what we do is over here, we bring awareness to the violence first, since that is where people are getting locked up at.
And it's funny because to just
Yeah, you can cheat. You're not gonna get locked up for cheating. You're not gonna get locked up for lying. You're not gonna get locked up. Right.
I've been single for about 3 years already. So I mean, I've been on my own, for a
Okay.
good.
And that's good. So what I was saying is we hit on the violence and then and that's the awareness part, but then we go to the prevention, which makes it awareness and prevention. The prevention part is figuring out where the abuse, figure out how we can avoid not getting back in that type of situation, right? So that's where the prevention part comes in. But right now we're doing awareness. So yeah, you can continue.
I mean, I can recite a lot of memories and situations, but I'll say a particular moment was between me and the mother of my daughter, which we only share my daughter, which is one child. Um, so prior to the situations, we already had like a lot of back and forth, police being called. I've gotten locked up. She's had a protection order on me. She's went and gotten dropped, lifted or whatever. But this time around, quick situation on how it like manifested itself, right? So the way that it started is that her cousin came over to our home, and she allowed her cousin to come over. But when her cousin came over, her cousin had company. That certain company had underage girls. I wasn't comfortable because we have a house full of underage kids, and this is already nighttime, most of the kids are already asleep. And when I was like aware like there was going to be underage girls that are going to be drinking, like I wasn't having it. Anyway, so just to prevent anything, like, I like to do, we live in an apartment complex. in the apartment complex, they're kind of old, so we have thin walls. They were starting to bump music, and this is like 1, 2, 3 in the morning. At one point, I mean, the walls are already rattling because they're like thumping and shit. And I told them like, hey, at one point I went down and I was like, hey, can you guys just turn it down? I wasn't even telling them you guys can't do this anymore. I just asked if you can turn it down. And at some point it turned into an argument. I do residential and commercial painting. So I have a lot of box cutters, you know. I have a lot of box cutters because I cut plastic. So when I like cover windows and stuff like that, I need the like not precision cut, but an accurate cut to cover up the windows. Anyways, so I happened to have him kind of like, he was so drunk she ended up blacking out. She picks one of them up and starts like pretty much chasing me like Chucky. And she started chasing me and I'm running, you know, like, and we live in a 2-story apartment and I'm running, my boy, you know what I'm saying? I'm running. She's behind me. Her cousin happens to be running behind her. I run up to my room and I jump on my bed. And I grab a blanket and a pillow and I put it in front of me. Her cousin was able to hold her at the door, and her cousin's like holding her back, and she's like swinging the blade, and she's like, I'm gonna cut you, motherfucker, this and that. And I'm like, I believe you, like, leave me alone, like, you know. During that time, one of the other people that her cousin brought, she had passed out from drinking. She wakes up to the commotion, calls the cops. She calls the cops saying that whoop-de-woo, blah, 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 that she sees homegirl chasing me with a knife and stuff like that. The cops must have been around the corner because they were there within like less than like 2 minutes, and they're like knocking on our door, banging. The cops come, right?
Right.
And they come in and they're like, it's multiple cops, and they're like breaking the whole situation up. They come up to me and they're like, sir, are you all right? Or do you have any cuts or anything? And I'm like, no, like, I'm denying everything, you know. I'm denying everything. I'm telling them that she did not chase me with a knife, which she was. I'm denying that there was any altercation between us. And all I'm saying is that she's just blacked out. Sir, they're like, sir, we know that something. But the thing is that, like, I was like, look, I have no cuts. I don't have anything on me. And so anyways, she's like being belligerent. They place her and they're detaining her. So she thinks in her head, as she's being detained, that she's going to be arrested, which that doesn't mean that you're being arrested. They're just detaining you for your safety and theirs. So within that time frame, she ends up kicking one of them. Now you just got assault on officer. So now you're going to go to jail. So not only did they charge her for assault on an officer or on a peace officer, you're being charged with domestic violence because of the severity of the call when it was made. So she does her time, right?
How much time did she do?
About like 2.5 weeks. Because her family didn't have the money, but I was I was the breadwinner, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I was the breadwinner and she wasn't working. You know, I know that what a lot of people are going to say is that, you know, like, she already had children before I showed up. So, but I do have a child with her. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Anyways, so her family was not going to bail her out. I was trying to bail her out. Despite the fact that she was chasing me like Chucky, trying to, you know, slap. And I'll get to the reason why I'm understanding. But after she was released, she got bailed out by her mom. I told her about this bailed agency that they didn't need any collateral. All they needed was a cosigner. There was no collateral, because a lot of bail agencies, they need collateral. And there's a specific agency, like they're called the Aladdin Bail Bonds, where they don't really need a collateral. They just need a cosigner. And so anyway, so she got bailed out by her mom, which is cool. So when she got out, prior to that, they give you stipulations. Obviously, her getting the no contact, me being the protected person. You can't be near me, whoop-de-woo, blah, 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 and stuff like that. After that, she comes to our home, and we're trying to talk it out. She takes, okay, yeah, after 2 or 3 days after she's out, she comes back to our home, and we're trying to talk it out. And so we're talking, right? And she has her eldest daughter with her, which is not biologically my daughter. Which I don't know why she brought her with her. But anyways, we're talking, and at some point we start arguing again. I remember having the phone in my hand. She takes her phone, she takes my phone out of my hand, and then hammer hits me on my head, bro, right here. I have a scar right here. Hits me so hard, my dude, where like blood starts like leaking. I'm talking like, it's not like trickles, like, and I'm like gushing blood, my dude. And I didn't do anything about it. I just told her, like, you need to leave. She refused to leave for like around like 10 minutes of continuous still arguing. And then she got the idea, because I kept pretty much giving her ghost threats, if that makes sense.
Right.
But at the same time, like, I'd never press charges. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't ever press charges.
All right, you mind letting me project?
And then,
well, not project. Interject. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'll let you. But it just goes to show, like, the tolerance of us men that we have versus a woman. If we were to ever even come close to an increment of that, we would have been, I don't know, I have like a high tolerance of, like, for me, I have a high tolerance for like bullshit, like for like violence, or because
like, are you implying that you feel like men have more tolerance when it comes to being physically harmed than women do?
Yes, absolutely.
Like men could tolerate it more?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you mind if
I could be wrong. I could be wrong at the same time, but that's how I feel because of from what I've experienced.
Okay.
That's my testimony on it.
Okay, and that's understandable. All right, so I'm gonna hit on that first, and then I'm gonna go to
But I was also gonna say, but look, if violation of a no contact, she just broke my skin, which bodily harm. She also is entering the dwelling of my home now, right? Which is a residential burglary. I could plead the fear for my life case, which I didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
I let all that go.
Right.
At the end of the day, I still got the shitty end of the stick, and it has nothing to do with that story, you know. But in the future events, I can share how things transpired. I never acted on that specific moment where, like, I'm like, I really don't see like where women say like, oh, men are this like abusers when we tolerate such abuse where you guys.
There is a difference between tolerating and enabling. And just let me speak. When you are tolerating something, you're tolerating it, right? When you're enabling something, you're enabling it. Meaning,
I pretty much like welcomed it, right?
right? You're allowing it to go on. You're not letting any consequences. As a matter of fact, you're getting in the way of the consequences that are meant for the person to change. And see, this is the big part. When you're doing that, and you're saying out of your mouth, like I heard you say on here, oh, well, I did it because this is my baby.
And
Official. Let me finish. When these officials see that this woman blacks out to where nobody can control her, and you're not even holding her accountable or even trying to, because this is your baby mama and this is the love that you got for her, in their eyes, you're not a good father for that child, just like she's not a good mother. Because you're enabling her. You're not going to tell the truth when it comes to this child. And it comes to her. You're not going to hold her up and hold her accountable. Well, not up, but you're not going to hold her accountable for her actions. So that will deem you as just as bad. Because how can she get help? My thing is this. You were so focused on the stuff. It's instead of you realizing that, you know what? I understand that you just blacked out, but you blacking out, you could have killed me. Whatever it is within that woman wants you dead. It wanted you dead then, and it probably wants you dead now if she ain't healed properly. And you thinking what? Oh, well, I understand. You know that ain't gonna happen again. She just blacked out. You don't know you didn't know when she blacked out the first time. You don't know when that shit gonna click. It could be something that she see in you that remind her of when she been RAPED, MOLESTED. If she's ever had any of these things happen, you don't know what. Oh, ain't nothing wrong. She good. You know, she all right. She got it. Bro, you don't know how bad that is. Do you not know you get in the Most High way? The Most High, like, man, that was her way to get help. And what you doing? I ain't let her kill you. She ain't hurt the baby. And now she free to do it again.
I think that
this is where bringing up awareness to the unfairness of domestic violence against men helps. Because let me tell you this. If you were at your home and this woman was loud and being disrespectful, and you came up and say you didn't black out or you did, and you were drinking or whatever, and she got in your face, this is a worse situation than what you was in. She got in your face. You didn't get in her face though, right? What do you think's going to happen to you?
I'm done.
Right. You're going to jail, right? Right.
Yeah. Sure.
Right. So you have to exercise your rights for what you feel would have been done to you. You have to do the same thing. You got to do that, brother. Don't ever think that you as a man are that low on earth that you deserve to get served consequences for what you do, but somebody could do the same thing and they don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Don't think that, bro. You were somebody's son. You were somebody's uncle. You're somebody's nephew. You're somebody's father. That's how they're going to look at it when anything happens to her and a man hurts her. You know what these people are going to say? Everybody's about a man. A man is very important on this earth. And when you're allowing somebody to think that you're so strong, that's trying to destroy you, of course they're gonna pick up a hammer next time. You thinking you helping, but this motherfucker like, I'm about to finish you off. I know sometimes we gotta laugh to stop from crying. I understand. But you gotta think about, you gotta think about your own logic, because if your own logic is off and it's not even, it could land you in a coffin, brother. And it could land your children without you. As a matter of fact, men are being took away. That as soon as somebody is harming you, you want them to be put away. I don't care who it is.
Yeah. And I realize that, and one of the things that, like, look, one of the primary things that, like, really held me back that day was, like, because us men, we're logical, right? And so when a situation like that really happens, we have a flutter of a lot of practical and... Hold on. I have to accept this call. Yo.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute him until he's ready to talk again. But yeah, that's it's sad that we really think that we're doing what's right. Look, when the Most High presents to you the terminology of letting go and letting God, and let vengeance be with the Most High, that doesn't just mean don't retaliate and get your revenge. That also means get out of the way. You better move. You better get away from him. You better get away from him. Because if you're not going to seek revenge, the revenge is going to... You going to get it. But look, bro, I'm about to take you off mute. There you go.
Oh, I apologize. I'm a manager here. I'm a manager here at a sober living home. So...
Wow. That's a good place, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah. I've been in a sober living camp before. Yeah.
Yeah. But so I was gonna say the reason for that particular day when that situation I was telling you,
mm-hmm.
She has other children that are not biologically mine, right?
Okay.
If I was to have, called the cops and show the severity of the injuries and stuff like that, like the right thing to do is to give myself justice, right? Right? But as a man, whether it's right or not, I felt like my right decision at that moment was to not call the cops and say, like, hey, this is how it happened. This is what she did to me, because I have these little people. I have these little people right here.
Mm-hmm.
And they need their mom. And just because me and their mom are not in the right space, I couldn't take that away from them. And so it was really hard for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was hard.
I understand.
Even though that we shared this one person, one little port system.
Right.
saying? So I don't have who I can go and be like, hey, this is what's happening to me. I'm having to deal with this on my own according, the way that my brain is processing it, the way that I feel what's best for that situation. So whether if I was wrong or in the right, I felt like I was in the right, but I could have been in the wrong at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense, but like I felt like I did the right.
It does.
I felt like I did the right decision in the wrong time of
Yeah.
decision makings. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. So, are you still straddling the fence with that? If you were back in that situation and the police came, what would you have done?
So, can you say that again?
If you were back in that situation again,
I think I would have done something selfish.
what would you do now? Would you send her to prison or wherever to jail? It's okay, brother. I know. I know, bro. I know, bro. I know. Woo. I know. And this is one of the main reasons of why we're bringing awareness to this, because there are men that have been harmed that are still stuck with the prevention part. They don't know how to not get out of that type of situation properly. So if I hammer her and go to the wall, he could be like, man, shit. Because he's been hit over the head with a hammer. And then he's
Literally.
still thinking that holding the woman up in the wrong was the right thing. But I'm going to tell you this, brother. As a man, as me being a man that has been shot, I still got a bullet in me. I done had urine poured on me. I done been ran over. I done been lied on. I done been all type of things that could possibly happen to an individual. And I was once in the same situation as you, where I had to make a decision of sending somebody up the road that was a mother. And I had never seen a mother go to jail and be away from her children. I've always seen that from men. Sending a child's mother, let alone my own child's mother, to prison for a long amount of time.
So
But once I realized, brother, that I'm getting in the Most High's way when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. That person did what they did.
Yeah.
They have to suffer the consequences, just like you.
I do. And so now that
You know, and that's not you being selfish, bro. That's not you being selfish. That's you loving that child. That's you loving them children. What if she black out again and kill the kids? Are you still going to be like, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to see what them kids over her? Because you keeping that woman around them kids ain't helping them kids. If she end up hurting them kids in the process and them kids end up getting older and they realize like, dang, you had the opportunity to send her up the road so she could have got the help she needed and you ain't do nothing. It's you that fucked my life up. Them kids will be looking at you, mad at you. The woman ain't gonna check herself in, bro. Everything that it took. Yeah, but look, I'm gonna keep talking. But look, everything that it took for this person to get the help that they needed was right in his face. To give you the push to take the steps of somebody getting the help that they need. I hope he understands he needs to stay away from her. Cause he don't even believe that he will make the right decision this time. And some women will get worse, and some women will keep doing these things because they believe like, shit, you ain't gonna do nothing. But the fact that we have to think, right? There's always two sides to every story. Out because he's arguing with one of them. And then she gets out, and the grandmother brings him around her, and she tries to kill him instantly. You think she blacked out the second time too? I don't know. I don't know. Because maybe it could have been that he didn't send her away because maybe he know he did something wrong. He played in my face. He was cheating on me. He was doing this and that. So yeah, I hit him with a skillet. I ran him over. I shot him. Whatever. Stabbed him. This is what the women are saying. This man did not give no type of example of why she did what she did, except for, she just randomly blacked out. I would have loved to see the conversation and the argument that he was having with these girls that were in the home. And then, let's pay attention to this. When he first came on, what did he say? I remember what he said. He said there were young teenagers coming over and I felt... Did you feel uncomfortable? And you told her this. Because he said he told her I didn't feel comfortable with the kids coming around and you know, why? If my woman says, hey babe, my niece coming over and she's, I'm going to host a girls' night for them or whatever. Okay, babe. I'm going to come in, go chop me up some pickles, put them in a little bag with some cayenne pepper and some crushed red peppers, some honey, shake it up. I'm going to go to my room with my snack and I'm going to be the man of the house that I am. Why would I be nervous around children unless something has happened pertaining children? I was going to get into that conversation with him. It was coming. I don't know how the angle was going to, switch to it, but I was going to have to. I was going to have to. I don't know. Did any of y'all catch on to this? Or was it just me? If you caught on to this even a little bit, put a 1 in the comments. Because and be the man of the house that I am, why would I be nervous around children unless something has happened pertaining children? I was going to get into that conversation with him. It was coming. I don't know how the angle was going to, switch to it, but I was going to have to. I was going to have to. I don't know it. Did any of y'all catch on to this? Or was it just me? If you caught on to this even a little bit, put a one in the comments. Because, could you turn it down a little bit for us?
Oh, my music on?
Yeah. Y'all see why I don't ask now? I tell y'all all the time. See, I know some of y'all probably thought I was playing, but I've been doing this for a while. And once upon a time when I was doing this, I used to demand that they turn the music down. But then I realized, like, okay, they'll skip. This could have been a good experience, but because I'm interrupting her mood, and that's why sometimes if I can still hear them, I try to ignore the music. I could do that. Y'all probably can't. I could ignore a whole lot of stuff and just zone straight in. It's a gift for me, out of people what's needed to be gotten out when it comes to bringing awareness or helping or whatever the case may be, Melodramatic. Pressure. Is that comment for me? Instead of me assuming, I'm going to ask. Welcome in, Ham. Non-Fire, what's good? Angie Brown, what's good? Moving Different, what up? Pressure, have you ever punched a man, threw anything at a man, smacked him, anything like that for any reason? Okay, good. So look, you said you're not abusive. Can you name 3 things that a person can do to you that will cause you to be physically violent with them?
Rape my kids. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, if they hurt your children, you got 2 more.
They help anyone I love, actually. Yeah. I think that's all. I don't have any other. That's all.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right, so I appreciate your time. Thank you for giving your experience.
Yeah, and
You have a good night, all right? I was shocked at dumbasses because normally when a person say they ain't violent, they always answer the question next with a violent answer. Man, it is late. I didn't know it was that late, y'all. How did we get this far? What up, Lisa?
I answered your question. You can answer mine.
It all depends.
You know, what do you mean it depends? You don't like chicken?
Okay, yeah, I like chicken.
Okay, cool.
You ready for my question?
That's cool. Go ahead.
Okay. Have you? I figured that person was gonna skip. I hope that ain't no white lady doing that. I hope it ain't no black lady doing it either. Right? Like, I just hope it ain't nobody doing it. I was waiting to see if y'all was gonna tell me to skip the person, because I could have stayed on. You know what I'm saying? I got it. You know, I know how to, you know, handle my frustrations with what somebody's doing later on. I don't know if I should say America or the Midwest. So right on, thank you. Who sent me the gift? Thank you. Look, have you ever been in a situation where a woman has physically caused harm to you out of anger?
Sorry, what did you say?
Have you ever been in a situation where a woman has caused harm to you out of anger?
No.
Okay, so has a woman ever punched you, threw anything at you, smacked you? Thank you for the
The only person
500
that have
likes,
the right
Thomas.
and
Appreciate
like are
it.
allowed to do that is my mom, no other person.
Okay. We give mamas passes over here on DB with Stress Free. So yeah, digging deep into somebody's, you know, childhood or whatever. But yeah, so can you name 3 things that a person can do to you that will cause you to be physically violent with them?
First of all, how will I put it? How will I put it? Invade in my private life. Second of all, let me say, insulting me or cursing me, and also involving my people that I love so much among. And third of all, if the person is just being too racist or being too harsh or being too annoyed or somehow. Those are the 3 things.
Okay. So being annoying. Okay, that's a good one. All right, brother. Thank you for your time. Domestic dispute right now. Listen, have you ever been in a situation where a woman has physically caused harm to you out of anger?
Huh?
Have you ever been in a situation where a woman has physically caused harm to you out of anger?
Plenty of times, yeah.
Okay, well, I appreciate your honesty, and I'm sorry that it's plenty of time. Hopefully, I stayed on here a little longer to give you a release.
Why are you
Can you
talking
turn
like
that
that,
down
bro?
a little bit, though? Please.
Why are you talking like that? Why are you talking like that,
I'm a
bro?
domestic violence specialist for domestic violence against me.
Why are you talking like that?
I'm sorry if this could be triggering me moving my hands. Yeah, I'm sorry if that's bothering you. What are you doing, man? And what the fuck was that for? He clearly was drunk. He had an empty bottle in his hand. See, this the thing. Some of these guys do care now. They just get on here to not care because they don't know nobody on here. Don't nobody on here know them like that. So they get on here and do whatever it is they want to do. But they not going to do that shit on Facebook. I know that it's why a lot of men get on here and be showing their ass because they feel comfortable to. You know? Man. He could have been Fugazi for sure. I mean, he also could have been There we go. Hey, how you doing?
Good. Yeah.
All right, I'm doing all right. Would you mind if I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You do mind?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't want me to ask.
No, I'm saying go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. Have you ever been in a situation where you have physically caused harm to a man out of anger?
You said what?
Have you ever been in a situation where you have ever physically caused harm to a man out of anger?
Hit? You said hit a man?
Okay, so what we're doing here is we're just trying to bring awareness to what could drive a woman to that point so men can know what not to do. So if you don't mind, could you give an example of one situation and what happened that day?
You said what happened that day? I blacked
Yeah.
out.
Okay. Can you give an example of what led up to that?
I don't know. On some crazy stuff.
We got time.
I ain't trying to bring up the past. I don't want to think about it.
Well, I mean, that's okay. But if you would like, it can help bring awareness to some men, you know, that are doing certain things that don't realize what can the domestic violence community
You already
allow.
know where it comes from.
If you were to give
You know where it
opinion.
mainly comes from. Cheating,
Not
yo.
necessarily.
You know that?
See, there we go. There we go. So how did the cheating how did it happen? Can you give an example of what happened that day? Or
You
you
trying
don't
to make
remember?
me... What you talking about? You talking
Yeah,
about everybody
yeah,
else.
this is what I do. Well, we're talking about you.
I'm on the new path.
You can still be on the new path and help bring awareness to what could drive a woman to that point.
I can say going through that phone.
Okay, so you went through his phone, and what did you see?
Well, you like that.
You knocked him out the first punch. Okay, was it a knockout punch, or did you hit him with something?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so after you knocked him out, what happened after that? Did he get back up immediately?
Yeah.
Okay, and what happened after that? And don't think that this is too much, because we hear men getting stabbed, ran over, shot, all type of crazy stuff over here.
Crazy.
So
it's just me beating them up.
yes. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna let the audience deem that is if that's crazy or not, knocking a man out.
I don't know. I couldn't stop. My mom had said something.
Okay, so after he was knocked out, you continued to hit him more.
Oh my god.
Yep. Okay, so what was your consequences from knocking this grown man out and then proceeding to hit him more after you went through his phone?
What?
What was your consequences?
What was my consequences? What?
If any at all.
You said mine?
Yeah, what were your consequences from what you did?
He had marks on his body.
So that's what you feel is a consequence. Okay, that's cool. All right. Can you name 3 things that a person can do to you that will cause you to be physically violent with them?
I don't know. Just hit me.
So not cheating?
No, not for real. What about you?
Okay.
What about you?
Thank you for giving your experience. I appreciate your answers. You have a good night, okay?
Hello.
Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. Have you ever been in a situation where you have physically caused harm to a man out of anger?
Have I did what now? Slow down.
Have you ever been in a situation where you have physically caused harm to a man out of anger?
Cause harm to a man? Yes.
Okay, I appreciate your honesty. If you don't mind, could you give an example of one situation and what happened that day? We're just trying to bring awareness to what could drive a woman to that point so men can know what not to do.
Well, let's just say we got into a physical altercation because he told me to be quiet, or he told me to, if I say one more thing, he was gonna get up and pop me in my mouth. And I said, okay, well, I'm leaving. And then we started tussling, and then I called the police on him, and then he went to jail, but then he bailed out.
Okay. So look, on behalf of all domestic violence victims and survivors, men and women, I do want to say we apologize for that happening to you. You did not deserve that. If he wasn't physically approaching you, harming you, or anything aggressively, then, you know, he shouldn't have been putting his hands on you at all. He shouldn't have even been threatening to put his hands on you. So, yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you. Can you name 3 things that a person can do to you that will cause you to be physically violent with them?
Like I would say, like pointing in my face, like or like being very close to me after I've warned them to give me my space. Putting their hands on me first. Bad manner, like really horrible.
Okay, can you give an example of the children part?
Yeah, so saying like, fuck your kids, I'm gonna do this and this and that to your kids, or your kids could die, or something like that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit somebody if they talk about my kids. I'm not gonna lie. I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's understandable. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for giving your experience, and you have a good night, okay? All right, y'all. That's it for me. I will see y'all tomorrow for the ones that are going to be here, okay? Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night.